time you see the COVID patient, you can't help but say, damn, this can easily be my mom.
Each one is getting harder and harder.
It's tough to see people constantly have to suffer.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 documentary film by the Discovery Channel, The First Wave, directed by Matthew Heineman, who is an Oscar-nominated documentary director. Now this documentary focuses on the first 4 months of the first wave of the COVID-19 virus as it hit New York. Now, I wanted to watch this for a number of reasons. I didn't initially think it was going to feel particularly relevant, stupidly, because it's set in New York and I'm from the UK. Very naive on my part. And I have to say, guys, after watching this documentary, this was one of the most impactful and hard-hitting things I have seen, regardless of whether it's a film or a documentary, for a long, long time. This was, wow, very powerful stuff, I really, really have to say. And the film itself focuses on, like I say, the frontline staff in the medical caring profession, in the hospitals and things, specifically, as the first wave hit early in 2020. And the absolute trauma, I think is the right word, really, that these medical care professionals are going through. Absolutely terrified, because nobody at this stage, I mean, you think where we're at now, you know, there's vaccines out there, you know, to some degree society and life is getting back to some kind of normality, even though it's a new normal, which is the big word at the minute. But we can get on with our lives to some degree, because we have this vaccine now that has given a hope to a lot of people. At this stage, you got to remember, at this stage when this documentary was filmed, there was no sign of a vaccine on the horizon. It was completely unknown, this virus, at the time. Nobody really knew what to expect, and it was killing people indiscriminately at this stage, and the hospital staff were just shell-shocked with it. And this documentary absolutely pulls no punches. You literally at times see people die before your eyes as a result of this awful thing. You see some people being taken off respirators because there's just no chance, and you're seeing them die before your eyes. You're seeing this hospital staff crumbling, breaking down constantly, but still so bravely pushing on and fighting through and saving lives on a regular basis, on a daily basis, an hourly basis. And it really does shock, this documentary. Some of the imagery is unimaginable and quite distressing. Some of the stuff you see in this documentary I found quite upsetting and distressing. So it's not for the faint-hearted, this documentary. Now, if it was up to me, I think this documentary should almost be compulsory viewing, especially those out there who think this is all a conspiracy or who are against the vaccine or anything like that. Look, do what you want, you know. I'm quite proud to say that I am triple vaccinated. I've had my 2 vaccines and I've had my booster. I know from the job I do the impact of COVID. I oversee care homes and community homes in the caring industry. In my role, I oversee them and I monitor them and check them and things like that. And I've seen the impact it's had on the care industry. So I know, you know, what's going on really out there. But there are a lot of people out there, and I don't want to get into or get all political or get, you know, any controversy really. That's not what this channel is about. But I do strongly advise anybody watching this who doesn't kind of believe it, or is definitely against vaccines or something, please watch this. Hopefully, it might change your mind. because I don't mind saying I wept a couple of times watching this. It was deeply, deeply upsetting to watch. But do you know what I hung on to while I was watching this? And it's very, very clear, even though it's very distressing and very upsetting to watch this documentary, you come away with an undeniable sense of hope through these wonderful people doing their job on a daily basis, saving lives. And there's a couple of journeys that you follow on this documentary. And you genuinely don't know which way they're going to go. You just don't know because you've seen that much death in this documentary, people passing away. And there's a couple of journeys, and one in particular that hit me very, very hard, of this New York police officer, I think he was, who was literally at death's door many, many times on his journey. And you follow his journey and you see these staff just holding on to this slight hope that he's going to make it, and you follow on his journey. And to see the conclusion of that was... it was so uplifting and so rewarding and so upsetting, in the right ways. So yeah, guys, very, very impactful stuff. This, honestly, probably the best documentary I've seen in a long, long time. I can't think anything to top it. I really can't. It covers the Black Lives Matter riots as well. But more than that, you really do get invested in people's journeys here on this documentary, including the hospital staff, but certainly a small number of the patients that it follows very, very closely. Yeah, and it's relevant the world over this because while this is New York, we've been through similar, obviously in the UK, and whichever country you're watching this review in, I'm sure your countries have been through very, very similar things as well in regards to COVID. It's changed the world, but it's also shown the undeniable strength of humanity when we unite to fight back against something like this. So yeah, brilliant, brilliant stuff. I have to give it a 10 out of 10. I can't fault it. I genuinely can't. And I do strongly encourage that you guys watch it. So I hope you found this review useful. I'll be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.